There we go. We can send.
So, I'm going to leave this in because this is absolutely hilarious.
So I don't know where we started, or
I have no idea.
I guess I gotta pay attention to the sound now.
Take 2. Start over. I'm right. Okay. This is for Pink and Black event. I'll do the short version. And if anybody knows where that movie comes from, let them know in the comments. Doing this for Pink and Black event. I'm way behind. It's been busy days, guys. And we're starting with New Year's Eve. Chaos in New Year's Eve. So, yeah. I'll put above that, yes, sound quality sucks somewhere in the beginning of this video. So, yeah. Okay, Tom. What happened New Year's Eve? Take 2. You have to be my audio man.
So, as we've been trying to play games and everything else, of course, there's all kinds of sirens going off. People, whatever's going on. And we started doing this wee-woo thing, which we copied off somebody else.
Oh, they're amazing.
That's not our own, but we think it's funnier than crap.
Yeah.
So,
we'll have to...
Which we
You need to write this down so I know to put them down below so they can go follow the Wee Woo guys. I post them on Facebook quite often. It's Jacoby. I'll put the information down below. He just has to write down what I have to mention. So far, it's Mushmallow and Crafty ishKristyn Pink and Black event.
I need my cheaters
on. This is going to be the pink. I don't know if you guys heard it from the beginning. This is my pink. So I got a lot of dark. But I wanted to be team both and just give a little chaos to it. And some love. So yeah. So far, Pink and Black event. Yes. Okay. And then eventually, sometime, we gotta talk about our event too. We gotta put our heads together again because I've forgotten. He slept since then.
When was that next month?
February.
Okay, I wouldn't know for sure. It was February or March.
Well, February. Or should it be March? I don't know. He'll explain it in a little bit what's going on, and then we'll put a poll. We'll get opinions. You can put down your thoughts down below, and because we're just like right now, we was gonna take January. Well, then in a little bit you'll find out what got thrown in the monkey wrench. We haven't even had a chance to talk about it. We don't know. I'm just talking out loud at this point. Don't know. Okay, keep going. The wee woos.
So with the wee woos, and then so we took a break. We, got stuff put up and ate desserts and stuff like that. Well, we started doing the sorry game. Well, during the sorry game, all night long, we kept on losing sound. And luckily we had the chat when we did the live stream, so we was able to see. Oh crap, we don't have any sound.
Yeah, but you forgot to explain what the wee woo was. Our neighbor 2 doors down had a wee woo.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that was where it that's where it was going to.
There's so many around, I wasn't sure.
You want to hold that because I don't need the numbers.
One of them was for a neighbor that was a couple houses down the street.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened.
That was where the initial wee woo went.
Yeah. And then, all night long we kept on having sound issues. Like today, we've had sound issues.
It was pure chaos.
Oh yeah, it's always chaos with a little bit of hilarity mixed in.
Well, we had some hilarity too. So.
And then, like I said, after that, I don't know what happened.
Well, the pew-pews kept going. and going. And they were like, it was loud. It was starting to like, we could feel the vibration, even though it didn't hit anything, but we could feel that vibration. Anybody who ever shoots pew-pews will understand what that means. So we were like, do we stop? Do we keep going? Will Facebook let us have pew-pews in the background? So Tom was asleep. Yeah. And he couldn't put his mask on. So that meant he was sawing a forest. The biggest forest.
And the reason for me not that I couldn't put my mask on is because I was so congested that when it really ramped up, it felt like my eyes were about ready to pop out of my head because it just made the sinus pressure intensify. And I'm like, I cannot sleep like that. It's making it worse and it's starting to hurt. I'm like, no, I can't do it. So I didn't wear my mask. And even if I did wear my mask, I would still be sawing down
Bugs. Yeah.
forest.
Yeah. And
So,
he did.
even with my CPAP on, I
A
can still snore.
lot.
So the CPAP is not stopping my snoring.
No, it's
One
not.
bit.
Not at all. So Philip and I were like, well, if we hunker down, because we were like, turn the lights of the house off, you know, and hunker down. So we hunkered down. We got our little camping chairs out, sat in the kitchen with the lights off, just light in the background, just enough so you can see our faces. And Philip's like, I'll turn my phone light on. So we were hunkered down. We were doing little shorts. And we were like toasting everybody. And then we would say, okay, we'll be back. So we got through Eastern. We got through Central. We got through Mountain. Okay. So it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. And we stay up for a while. And we're like, we're tired. I'm like, okay, Philip, I'll do this one on my own. Well, I'm like, okay, if I doze off, the alarm will wake me up.
How'd that work out for you?
It didn't. So I missed Pacific time. So here's to you, Pacific time. Happy New Year. And I told Tom, my wish for the new year, would it just be better than 2026? Because 2025 just sucked. Are you with me, peeps? Are you with me, my beautiful train wrecks? It sucked. Just sucked. So, New Year's Day.
There it is.
Okay. We're having sound problems, guys.
Technical difficulties with
A
the
lot.
sound.
But, you know, I'm already invested in this, so I can just say, oh, pink and black event number 1. Jill brings chaos.
But, so.
We're at New Year's Day now.
Yeah. Take 3.
Take 3.
So I get up in the morning. I get her medicine. I get her all creamed up and all that stuff.
Let's specify the
Medicine
creaming up.
cream. For
Steroid cream.
Steroid cream, not that part.
Because I'm having a reaction. We didn't even explain that. Explain that about what's going on with me while I'm looking for 18. What's going on with me?
Well, I thought we did say that in previous videos.
I don't know.
But either way.
Either way.
From back in
December.
Rewind, go back to November where she had shingles before Thanksgiving. Well, she got over that, and it never, because she has that because when she had chickenpox, it never left her body. It's still dormant in her body.
And I've had the shot.
And with the shingles, normally she gets rest and stuff like that, but because of the holidays and how everything worked out, she never got proper rest. And so her body was working over, and her body thought, this was a virus, so it started fighting it. So it's trying to fight itself to get rid of a virus that she doesn't have.
Well, I have it. It's just dormant.
Well,
It's supposed to be dormant.
But
it's not.
In a nutshell, she's allergic. Her body's allergic to itself. And so now she's breaking out on hives. She's breaking, and she's not contagious. The doctor, she's already been to the doctor. She's not contagious. So now she's taking her allergy pill twice a day. Benadryl only when needed at night. And she is on a topical cream, 1% topical cream steroid for the next couple of weeks. But the doctor told her she wanted some rest. So yeah.
That's what.
So that's why with the cream, that's why, because she's got spots all over her ankles, her legs, her back, her stomach, her arms. She got it on her ear.
Yeah.
So
it's everywhere. It's everywhere, folks.
But back to New Year's Day.
Yes.
So I get up after getting her breakfast and all that, and getting her back to sleep. I start the day off with what was the first thing I made that day?
I don't know. Everything is a blur.
No, I've waited. I started with pumpkin bread with chocolate chips.
Yeah, and pie.
And then I made 2 German chocolate pies. I did cinnamon rolls. That was our breakfast.
Pardon me, I'm wrestling around. I'm looking for something to help with the static. I know we've got some somewhere.
She may not on the door.
That's true. Keep going.
I think in the back, on the bottom, underneath a bunch of stuff. And so I'm getting in the baking mode. So I get to the point. I'm letting stuff cool down. I'm waiting on the bread to get done. And the only thing I got to do is deviled eggs. She boiled the eggs the night before. Oh, I know. And I also did. I got black beans, black eyed peas, and pork neck bone, started in a crock pot. That was for New Year's Day dinner. And then I think I had about 20 to 15 minutes left. Right around, noon, 11 o'clock noon?
Yeah.
Something like that. We get a phone call. She gets a phone call from her brother. They found her dad. Dad just, I'll let you explain.
Okay. So Mom and Dad were watching the Rose Bowl parade on the computer. And, Dad had just eaten, and Mom was finishing up her lunch, and they were watching the Rose Bowl parade. Dad, he usually falls asleep after he gets done eating. So Mom felt him slump over onto her shoulder. She said, Phil, are you okay? You need to wake up. And he didn't wake up. And she tried. They called 911. They did everything absolutely possible, and they could not save him. So I get a call from my brother. He said, are you sitting down? And I said, yes, I'm sitting down. We're at Wishart Hospital. And Dad is passed. And I'm like, okay. Because I don't. Would you say I really shock easily? Like I panic, go into full panic mode, running around the house, scream, cry. I don't. And I'm like, okay. Well, what happened? Well, Mom called Greg and said, it's your dad, call 911. Well, Dad thought it was just his diabetes because he's been having trouble with diabetes and with dementia. I did not know about the dementia, so now I know to tell the doctor, hey, I know where I get the dementia from. So Greg called 911, Mom called 911, and the ambulances got there. They worked on him. And they're like, well, we can't do anything. We're not getting anything. It's New Year's Day. So they decide, the partner's not going to make the office, blah, blah, blah. So they decided they just take him to the hospital. Well, Greg said, go to the hospital. And I'm like, what? And so then they explained, well, it's New Year's and stuff. They worked on Dad. They worked on Dad there, and they just couldn't do that. And he said, well, Mom says that you can have a choice. Do you want to see him at the hospital, or do you want to see him at the funeral home? And I'm like, I think I'd rather go to the hospital, to be honest, because the funeral home is caught a lot more germs than a hospital does. Because all I had to do was go to ER, ask for the chaplain, and they whisked us away very quickly. At a funeral home, you don't know who's there, you don't know who's sick, you don't know who's germs. So I said, Greg, tell Mom I'm coming up to the hospital. And they're like, well, okay. So I go up there, and halfway there, Greg's like, Mom's just going to get out of this hospital, take you home. And I was like, okay, I totally get that. My mom hates hospitals with a passion. And the hospital that they took Dad to was kind of like a general hospital, like if you are in like a car wreck or something, or if you don't have really good insurance, you go to Wisher. So,
AKA,
well,
Eskenazi.
Eskenazi, they changed it, but it used to be Wisher Hospital. And so, the chaplain met us and was like, hey, do you know what's going on? Yeah. And she's like, okay, I think she thought that I was going to be really upset, like my mom and brother, because my mom and brother seen a very traumatic thing. Like, no, I'm level-headed. I'm like my dad. I can. And if anybody knows, you guys have watched long enough, you know how I am. I'm very. Let's get this done. Let's get this job done. Let's go in. So I go in and I'm like, well, hi, Dad. It just looked like he was asleep. I mean, he had the most peaceful, painless death. He had what they call the good death. If you know, you know. So I went in there, Bill and Tom went with me, and we were just like, yeah, that's football, right? His name is Billy. But Mom calls him Bill. We all call him Bull, B-U-L-L. Because Philip heard Mom and Dad say each other's names. They didn't think about saying, oh, Grandma, Grandpa. Well, Philip heard Bill so much, and he couldn't say Bill, so he called him Bull, B-U-L-L. So yeah. So where was I going with this?
You were just talking about your dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I go on tangents. He's okay. So we get in there and we're talking to the chaplain, and he looks so good. I'm like, hey, boy, you look good. That's where it was. Look like you're just sleeping. And she goes, are you okay? I'm like, oh, I have the same. I'm just like my dad. We're cool under pressure. It's fine. You don't have to worry about it. We're all good. So they, she let us spend, well, how much time? We could have as much time really that we wanted.
Yeah, we had all the time we wanted.
Yeah. Well, I cut a lock of Dad's hair because I do want mourning jewelry. That's not mourning, M-O-R, not like A-M, but
M-O-U.
mourning. So I got some of his hair. They let me do that. And then they realized they hadn't even registered me. They just have a Billy Long in the hospital, in their ER. So I registered him, and I took off his wedding ring, and the coroner was like, do you want a nurse? Nope, I got it. I got it off real easily. And we stayed until I was concerned about Tom and Philip seeing the processes of death and how that goes. I'll say it that way. That sounds polite.
I've already seen those. Dealt with all those.
But so But it's different when it's your wife's father. You know what I mean? It's a little different. It's different when you're bonus son's grandpa. It's a little different. You know what I mean? So, and Philip has been really good. He's had his good moments, he's had his bad moments, and I've encouraged him that he's allowed to have any feeling he wants. I approve of that. He can do what he wants to do. So he got out off and on what he needed. So I made my first bill. First bill, number 8. So he left. Said some jokes. I'm not going to say here because some people might find it just take a little too much. But my dad and I had a sense of humor, so I said some things and made the chaplain laugh and said goodbye because I thought that was going to be it. Well, my brother messaged me and said, Mom wants you to come over so we can all discuss as a family how we're going to honor Dad. Okay. Like, all right, I'll do that. So I go over and, you know, everything is good. Everything is okay. Okay. So we stay there from about, we got there probably 1 o'clock. No. When did we? I went to Mom's. You were still at work.
You told me like in the, like 9 o'clock.
9, 10 o'clock, yeah. And is A number 9. This is when I need you. A number 9.
No.
What is A? What number is A? We'll do it
9.
this way. Okay. So I
thought you were calling bingo.
oh no. Well, bingo is an interesting concept to talk about during this.
Well, you know how we switch.
Yeah. That's just railroading. That's my brain. My brain railroads me all the time. So we go over and we discuss that and everything. And so we decided that since Mom wants to be cremated, we didn't really want Dad not to be with Mom. So he had told her he doesn't care, whatever she wants. So, and they had just talked about this last week. I mean, it was just like random out of the blue. Hey, let's talk about this. Number 10 is C.
Number 10?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we thought, okay, we will do cremation because Mom wanted cremation. And then we would have a celebration over the summer when people aren't sick, because right now is the worst time with flu A, COVID, pneumonia, bronchitis. There's now a hepatitis scare. I mean, it's just crazy. So we're like, okay, we are just going to wait until the summer and do what we always did. You know, whenever there was a birthday get together, the first thing we did was decorate the garage and we partied. So in June, we're going to have a celebration of life. It's not going to be on Father's Day because we understand that, you know, people want to be with their dads. So it's either going to be the first weekend or the weekend before. We're going to have family come over and we're going to talk about good memories with my dad. And we're going to have like snacky foods and all of that. That's what we decided. Well, then we had to write an obituary and call people and just a lot of stuff. So we ended up staying there until about 9 o'clock last night. And that would have been the 2nd of January. So, Philip found things, you know, that reminded him of Bull, and Tom and Philip went out to the garage because I think, what was the reasoning? Why did you guys go? Was it just Philip wanted to get something?
Well, Philip asked, and I just figured I'd go out there because I wanted to see where my old train was.
Yeah.
Because it was still sitting on a box on the workbench.
Yeah.
And I think Phil just wanted to go out and see how everything looked.
Right. Because it had been 4 years since him and my dad had went out. Because when COVID hit, my mom and dad didn't go anywhere. Nowhere. Don't come over, no nothing. And so nothing had been touched at all. So yeah, Philip just wanted that moment, you know, to look at things that him and Bull had played with, and you know, they had there's a bunch of train stuff and stuff like there. So I think he just wanted to reminisce a little bit too. Number 12 was F.
Yes.
So after what Tom said, there was there was a lot of stuff back there that showed that Dad never went back.
Oh no, he had been back there in a while.
Yeah, Mom said he hadn't been back in 4 years, and that was the last time that him and Phil had been in there.
So there was a lot of cobwebs. There was cobwebs hanging from the ceiling. There were,
Yeah,
I mean, not a lot, but you could tell where, you know, he hadn't been. You could tell he hadn't been in there for a while.
yeah. So then they come in with a box of hats
2 boxes of hats.
because they were about ready to fall.
Yeah.
So today, the grandkids, just like we do every other time, the grandkids will go in and they'll each pick out hats, you know, oldest to the youngest. That's just how it always is in the family. It becomes a grandkid. And so they're going to do that today. But Philip is just going to go over for like a half hour. He's going to get ready here and then go over. But this has got so much Daddy. So yeah, and yesterday, Mom and Greg both said, "Oh man, we haven't eaten other than like a banana, you know, just little stuff here and there." So I called Tom. I said, "Tom, get home, come to Mom's, bring food." Because we had so much food we were planning on eating, and we hadn't. So we had a New Year's celebration, planning Dad's things, and making sure that they ate. And then Greg and I and the kids and everybody who's not working is going to go over today. And we're going to sit down and we're going to eat. We're going to talk about more things because we're planning a celebration. So, and then just kind of tightening up loose ends, calling doctors, calling doctor, you know, you guys know, there's a lot that goes on. And I didn't want to leave it all to my brother to handle by himself. So I'm like, yeah, I'll come over and we're gonna do it. So probably every day this weekend we're going to be over there. I think Mom just really wanted to talk today about the past and funny stories because that's one of the things that on the celebration you have to bring your own chair. And you have to bring a funny story or a story that's close to your heart involving them and my father. So we've been talking about stories and telling stories and saying which story each of us are going to talk about. And so we're going to do some more of that today. And Mom and Dad love to play like card games and stuff. That was just something we always did. We love to play games. Hence the reason why New Year's Eve we played games because that's what I'm used to. So we're going to play games. We're going to eat. We're just going to talk, get some more things like squared away. Because my dad was all about family. So the best way to honor him was to be together as a family. So we're going to do that. That's the reason why I'm recording these. A couple of these today because I want to post videos. I wanted to post more videos than I normally do because there's an event. I usually do every day. Well, obviously, that's not going to happen. So I'm just recording some to post, you know, when I can. So this month will actually be, okay, I haven't been doing this. 13 is G. I can only do 2 things at once.
Yes.
And I'm having to do 3. So it's a little challenging. So, so we're going to get that all taken care of. Monday, we're going to go, and we decided that, because Mom asked us, what do you think your dad would pick? And I'm like, oh, Mom, you want to be cremated. And since Dad never told you what he wanted, it only seems logical for him to be cremated as well. Tom and I told him what Tom and I are going to do. Cremation. We're going to do a niche. A niche is, well, you can explain what a niche is. You can explain this part. You know this part. I can have a rest from that.
You have a rest?
Yes.
No.
Because that right there is itching really badly. And I'm so determined to go, rah. And I can't. Okay. I'm having a moment of itchiness, so step in, Tom.
So the niche is just where the urn will rest, in like a mausoleum or
A chapel.
chapel,
Yeah.
whatever. They're either single or they're double. They'll either have a window to where people can see the urn. You can put pictures and little bitty memorabilia.
Yeah.
The family can put in there.
It's just an it's glass fronted.
Or like us, we got the last one at the cemetery, and it just happened to be a wooden box.
You just want to go with wood. I know you. Yes, I still have my sense of humor, folks. Yeah, you know that.
It's not wood. It's not the smoked wood smell.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna try to get a double.
Yeah, But ours is a single because that was the only one they had left.
Yeah.
So we're both going to be in the same urn.
And maybe some other stuff thrown in with us. We're not sure yet.
Fire ashes. Yeah.
Some of our wedding saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make sure this urn is full with important things to us that have meaning." But anyway, so Mom asked me first, what would you like for your father? I'm like, this is what we're gonna do. I think it solves the problem of you being cremated and Dad being in the ground, blah blah blah. Because I know in the past I've talked to him, and he's like, "Well, I guess I'm just gonna be in the ground," And I'm like, "Mom, you know what? No, I've been really thinking about it, and why don't we do this?"
And
It's just like, okay.
And it's a lot cheaper to be cremated.
You ain't kidding.
Instead of being in a casket, and
Yeah.
because they charge you for the caskets, they charge you to open the ground, they charge you to open the vault, then to close the vault, reopen the vault.
It's crazy.
So, and then this way you're paying for the cremation. And
a direct cremation.
The niche, and then they charge you to open it and close it.
And they charge this cremation fee and stuff and licenses and stuff. So I said, okay, if it was me, this is what I would do, because this is what literally I would do. I would do a direct cremation, have them do the important stuff like calling insurances and stuff, Social Security, getting death certificates, writing up a little obituary card thing, the stuff that they do. So I'm on K, and I have it 16.
Yes.
All right, I'm doing good so far. So I'm like, so let's just do that, and then we can have like an hour ceremony, blah blah blah, because that's something that Greg said. Well, we can do like an hour ceremony at the funeral home, and we'll just put him in and this and that. And we were just kind of like all discussing it. Greg said about the same thing I did. And Mom goes, "Oh, somebody said something about a celebration of life." I'm like, "Oh, well, that is a little bit different. That is no showing, no funeral, just like direct cremation. And then you get together, and there's banquet halls and stuff that does it, funeral home, you do it there, and And she goes, "Well, can we do it at home?"
Yep.
And I said, "Absolutely, ma'am, we can do it at home." So what we decided was, since right now is the icky flu, all that stuff going on, And then knowing too that I wouldn't be able to go because I can't be exposed right now to anybody sick.
And right now, the amount of people who have to be
Yeah.
outside and it's
Yeah,
chilly.
because my father, if you knew my father, you loved my father. He never met a stranger. He was in the fire department. He worked at Allison's. He was in the National Guard. He did Boy Scouts. He helped with, father-daughter dances and Girl Scouts. He was in band as a band parent. I mean, you name it, my dad knows everybody. Everybody knows him. And so we thought, holy cow, this would be a lot of people. A lot of people would come sick because they thought that they owed Dad to say goodbye. And we're like, oh, let's do a celebration at home for Dad in the summer. That's how it started. And then we're like, okay. And Greg goes, you know how we always had the long birthday parties in the garage? We just put tarps down and we decorated like whatever the theme was on the tarps. It hides all the stuff. It makes it look pretty with the blue tarps, but then there's decorations and stuff. Why don't we just do that? So we are going to do a garage party for Dad. Because he would have been 80 this year.
79.
No, this coming year. We're 30 years apart. I'm gonna be 50. Yeah. He's gonna be 80. I'm gonna be 50. So in the past, whenever it was a big milestone, like 60 and 30, and then 75. 75, 20. We always had that. So I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, I was gonna have a big party for him anyway. I'm like, well, you know what? He's gonna have a father shindig, Father's Day shindig that won't be, you can't beat it. So we started planning that. So that's what we're doing today is we're going through, and as people have been calling Mom, we've been asking them, what do you think? Do you think this is a good way to honor Bill? What do you think? And everybody's like, yes, he would absolutely, positively love it. Because that's what he loved. He loved the birthday parties. That was his favorite thing, to be with his kids and grandkids, doing birthday parties. So that's what we're going to do. And we've been asking, and everybody's like, yes, that is something you need to do. So friends and family have all been on board with, us deciding to just direct cremating and holding. Mom's going to hold the urn. But I told her if it gets too much, let me know. I'll come get him. I don't mind. So Monday, we're doing that today. And then tomorrow will be probably just the same because Mom's used to Dad. She's had Dad with her 24/7, 365 for 25 years. They've never been apart, except once. So Mom is used to a schedule because Dad's diabetic and all of that. So she is used to a certain schedule. So she's just kind of like realizing that, oh crap, I'm alone. I need help. So tomorrow we're going to do the same. Probably look at the pictures and, she said there's stuff that she wants to look through, which is perfectly fine with me. So I'm going to do that. And then Monday, I'm going to go to the funeral home and make final arrangements. And Carla and Wyatt and Rebecca.
That should be R.
Huh?
That should be R.
R? Our?
R.
R.
19 is R.
Yes. Thank you. I haven't been paying attention. This is why he's here. So we are going to, while Greg and Mom, because they really don't want to see him again, and I totally understand that. They seen something traumatic, and it's not easy to watch paramedics work on someone you love, and I get that totally. And so I'm like, you know what? I will take Carla and editor Wyatt and Rebecca, and we'll go back and we will see Dad, and while they're doing all the arrangements, because we're going to take clothes and they got to dress you real quick. And so they can see them. I gladly take them back just in case they need a shoulder. So, and then after that, I think they're going to leave. And then Greg and I are going to finish up everything. And then we're going to Mom's. Because I want to make sure that they're eating. And they're okay. Because I'm like my father. I'm in the time of crisis. You guys know this. I'm that level-headed. Let's get this done. It's okay. Everybody okay? It's all right. We can do this. So I'm going to be there tomorrow, Monday. And then Tuesday, Greg said something about making telephone calls. So I'm going to get with him today and say, okay, do you need little sister with you to help you? If you do, I will come. But if not, I'm going to stay home and rest. Because I have been on the go for so long that I will eventually need to put my butt in a bed for a day. So I'm just going to make sure, because like phone calls aren't hard, make sure everything is sewed up tight on Tuesday, and then I am going to rest. I'm going to tell them, okay, I've done a lot, and now my body will need to rest, or I will get even sicker than I am now, which I know they'll understand. Because Dad wouldn't want me to get myself into the, as the saying goes, work yourself into the ground. Seems a little bit more morbid talking about it this way. And so I'm going to rest, do some diamond painting, give myself some time. Because this last few months, since October, well, they've been very busy. And sometimes very emotional. Not to say that I'm heartless. I do have a heart. But I just don't show emotion when there's stuff to be done. I'm one of those. Right, Tom? I'm one of those get shit done. Let's get shit done. We're going to go. I can grieve later. So, and there'll be a time. I'm not heartless. So, yeah, there'll be that. But right now, I'm more worried about family and friends, and yeah, that's my main concern right now. Next Tuesday, Greg doesn't need me. He'll rest if he thinks, okay, Jill, I just don't, because I've worked with estate stuff before, so I understand what you gotta do, and it's fine. If they need help, I'm more than happy. Because I'd do anything for my brother. My brother and I are like this. So yes, because now my brother is the patriarch of the family. Because Dad's gone, and yeah, there's a lot of white content. I probably will start with this and do massive, because this is color blocking, especially if it's white, is like, but.
Oop, my bad.
What?
No, I
was watching you.
was watching me.
I was watching you like a peeper. Because I wanted to make sure you were leaning up. I'm like, do we have sound? This is going to be, the first video is going to be Pink Chaos. Trigger warning. Sound warning. Everything's a warning. But yeah. But I'm doing good. Do you think so, Tom? Do you think I'm doing good? You won't like to. Am I doing good?
Yeah.
So, yeah, my brother now is the oldest because my dad and my Uncle Dennis is gone. And so, like, to see the shift happen. Dad's gone, Dennis is gone. He's the oldest he's the oldest son, so now he's the patriarch, so he's taking care of that. And then Alan, my cousin Alan, his dad passed, so he's like the of that household. He's the patriarch, and now Philip is standing up and taking on some responsibility for our little family. And Philip and I. He's taking responsibility and stepping up because he is between Philip and I. He's the little man in the Long family. You know what I mean? Tom is still the man, but when it comes to when it comes to my parents, Philip steps up and he's the man. You know what I mean? So, and then Wyatt, since Greg is busy with mom, he's stepping up and being the man to his mom and his sister, making sure that they're okay. So it's like you're seeing a shift because dad was the oldest. And you're seeing this shift happen right before your eyes. And it's like you see the man and the family stepping up and taking responsibilities. And I'm trying to think of a word that it would be. It's not interesting. It's what word would I use? Not really humbling. But to see them take roles that they wasn't expecting that they needed to do. Huh?
Fabric sheet piece.
I just pulled my mouth.
No, you pulled the sticker.
Oh, thank you. So, to see that shift is fascinating, but that's not the word I want. It's not humbling.
You'll think of it a little bit.
Yeah. When I stop recording, I'll think of it. But to see that, it's just what it is. It's a word. I don't know. But
you get what she's trying to say.
Yeah.
Neither one of us can think of it right now, but you get what she's trying to say.
Yeah. So yeah. I know I'm in good hands. See, growing up, I was a daddy's girl. When I was a little girl, I couldn't do no damn wrong when I was little. Now, once I got older, and he always believed in the controlled failure way of raising us. Controlled failure is they will give us such a long leash. You have all this leash, this chain, to go and do whatever you want to do. But when they see that Greg and I could have done something that could have hurt us, they reel that leash in just a little bit further back to where we can't get into trouble, but we could still be our identity. We could still be what we wanted to be in life. That's kind of how I can explain it. Control failure. And I do the same to Philip. I say, okay, you are responsible. You can use my bank card. You can make sure everything is good. Completely, you can do whatever you want. But when I would see, I only had to do it once. When I would see something, I just reel it in just a little bit. And then instead of just dropping it, I'd be like, okay, now what do you have to do to correct it? So I added on to that control failure a little bit. And I raised a good kid, I have to say. But so Dad, I don't know how this happened. Mom took to Greg a lot, where my dad just took to me a lot. We had the same personalities. We had the same stubbornness. As I'm getting older, I'm starting to look more like him, which is terrifying. And so whenever bad things happened, he knew he could come to me and say, let's go. Greg always took care of Mom, make sure she was okay, because they were both like, he could understand Mom, Mom could understand him, and they could bond and they could get through the hard times. Where Dad was like, come on, Joe, let's go. We're going to get this shit done. Okay. So that's kind of like the role that I'm taking now, is the controlled failure. What you think? I was like, okay, what do you guys want? Okay, well, how about we just reel that leash in just a tiny little bit? How about we do this?
Well, the thing is, you've been down that path multiple times.
Yeah.
You've dealt with all that stuff. They've
Right.
never done it because,
Yeah,
honestly, they're not saying great, but like your mom, she always pawned it on you.
yeah.
She never dealt with it herself, so now she has to deal with it.
Yeah,
And she's kind of leaning on you. So
Yeah.
it's great because he never really had to do it either.
right.
Not to his,
Yeah.
but
Because when I say that, it doesn't sound like as bad as he's making out to be. But let me explain.
I'm not trying to make it sound bad at all.
When my grandfather died, my mom wasn't there. When her mother died, she wasn't there. When her sister died, she wasn't there. When her brother-in-law died, she wasn't there. When the other brother-in-law died, she wasn't there. So she never seen the hard, traumatic ways of death where I had seen it. Dad had seen it because Dad was on the rescue squad for like 20 years. He has seen death.
Well, and a lot of where I'm trying to come from is you've been like you dealt with insurance billing from your own work, so you kind of know when it comes to death what you have to do.
Right.
As far as the paperwork side,
they've
never had to deal with that
Right.
because, and in as many deaths, whether it's John's side or whose ever side,
Yeah, my
you had to
side,
deal with your
even
side.
strangers.
So you still had to deal with that aspect. So
Right.
you have, so that I think they're, and I've seen it, they're leaning on you a little bit more because you have more knowledge as far as that goes.
Right.
What to expect next.
And also, Dad knew how to do all of this. So I don't think, okay. My dad was going to be 80. I found out that he was in the late stages of dementia. And he had to lean on Mom. So Mom went through a lot the last 6 months. So did my brother. They've seen the progression of the illness. And so knowing what I know, and as peaceful as his death was, that was the most peaceful death that he could have had. And I'm thankful for the good death. I always am thankful for the good death. So, yeah, it's easier because I did not see that. I did not see them working on him. I just seen okay, so, all right, we're going to get stuff done. And I talked to him, and when I took the wedding ring off, I put his hand up, and I thought I had put it enough. Well, his hand fell down and almost hit me, and I'm like, no, sir, you're not whipping me. So I had to put his hand back up. It's just little stuff like that Dad and I we can handle that. It's just we find humor in that because you have to. Because if you don't find a silver lining, you're not going to be able to do it. That's why it's so important for the next few days to talk and to laugh and help them see that silver lining and help them get what they're feeling and seeing in their head gone. So, since this, hopefully, if you are triggered by death, you're not watching. But hopefully you'll go down into the comments. Everybody go to the comments and answer, because I'm sure you'll listen a little bit before, but and if you peace out, that's fine. You'll see people in the comments, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, I'll leave a comment. In the situation that I'm in, with having a celebration. Yes, cremating him right away. Having a celebration. Everything that I've talked to you about. If it was your family member, would there be anything else you would want to do at the celebration? Because we're going to lay out pictures and we're going to put his fire helmet out and his trains and documentation in the Indiana state flag and American flag for his National Guard, and Boy Scouts, probably put out a Boy Scout uniform and trains, so like a little train car. And so, yeah, if you were in my situation, how would you handle a celebration? I'm curious. Put it down below, and I'll bring it up to my brother and my mom and say, hey, you know what? I had a friend tell me this. Someone that I respect and I love. Tell me this. Let's do it and see what they say. Because you know what? This is a village. Everybody who watches this, you're my village. So I'm reaching out. And I don't want you guys to feel like I'm always hard. Because even the toughest people break. He's bringing me a Kleenex. And between Grandma and Dad, not even 3 months apart, I need my village. So with that, pieces out, Tom.
Peace.
Bye. Love you guys. That's kisses.
Bye bye now.